Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming to tonight's Parsons lecture. So come on in if you're just coming on in. We've got lots of seats open up here in the front, and we have some space in the middle. So we'd love if you came and join a table so we can all be loving math together. I am Dr. Megan Powell. I'm a faculty member here in the mathematics department at UNCA, and I see some familiar faces from our mathematical puzzle program and a lot of new faces, so we're really happy to have you all here. So for those of you who maybe are new to the Parsons Lecture, this is an annual lecture series that is funded by an endowment from a 1998 UNCA alum in honor of Joe Parsons, a former professor of mathematics here, who is dedicated to both the school and his students. The goal of this Parsons Lecture is to give the community an opportunity to attend a presentation by a nationally renowned mathematician speaking on a topic accessible to the general audience. So hopefully you find that tonight with our lecture. So tonight's lecture is Dr. Stephen Klontz. I actually just met him in January, but gosh, I don't even know what year it was now, maybe 2016, at the joint math meetings, the mathematical puzzle program. This is an annual program that high school students participate, that some of the high school students here are participating in on Saturday, and they were advertising this program, and so I got to know a little bit more about it, and we started running the puzzle program, and Stephen Klontz is the originator of that. He's a mathematician, professor, and puzzle designer. He's based out of the University of South Alabama in Mobile. His puzzles and games have been featured in the National Museum of Mathematics and included in the mathematical puzzle program challenge events throughout the country. His research specializes in the intersection of topology and game theory, as well as the implementation of technology to empower progress in mathematics and STEM education, research, and practice. We are very excited to have him here tonight. So with no further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Stephen Klontz.
Y'all hear me? Is this working? Okay, cool. I move around a little too much to count on this guy picking me up. This is awkward. You said general audience? I could have sworn you said super serious, high-level research talk when I got this invitation. Well, there's free food. We'll just go to Grit and Bear It. Okay, so let me get my slides pulled up for you. You know it's good math when it's a Beamer template. One person laughed. They know what I'm talking about. All right, let me start the slideshow at the beginning here for you. Okay, here we go. On submeta para telecompact spaces, I've got my slide changer right here. So we're good to go. Thanks for letting me be here to speak. This is something I think everybody here needs to know something about. Let's go through some preliminaries. You all remember from your graduate topology course that you all took, compact spaces are telecompact. Duh. Telecompact spaces are para-telecompact. Don't have to say anything about that. Para-telecompact spaces are meta-para-telecompact. And you know what's coming. Are submeta para-telecompact. That's if you assume the continuum hypothesis, which I know you all do. So I don't even have to say anything about that. Now for the next 55 minutes, we're going to go on a journey together. A journey through the fascinating frontier of both general and set theoretic topology. Do we have an AV problem? Why is there static in music? And why does the static have a subtitle? Props for accessibility, though, I gotta say that. We're gonna get this fixed for you. Hang on just a second.
Greetings. Sorry for interrupting your regularly scheduled programming, but I need your help. I'm the commissioner of the Puzzle Patrol, a superhero group dedicated to the safety and security of our world through their puzzle-solving prowess. I'm in need of a few new recruits, and I think you may just have the skills to help us out.
Well, it looks like my gambit has finally paid off.
Aha! It seems my informant's intelligence was correct. We meet again, King Rook.
Oh, Commissioner, that same tired old opening. I was just about to tell your friends about my grand, masterful plan. Do you see this device in my hand here?
A chess clock?
Oh, not just any chess clock. This is my doomsday chess clock. I'll explain the situation so even a novice such as yourself could understand. You see, I've hacked into your Puzzle Patrol mainframe. Once this device runs out of time, well, let's just say it'll be check and mate, Commissioner.
Curses! He's not bluffing. What are your demands, Rook?
Oh, no demands, my dear Commissioner. Just consider this payback for the last time your precious Puzzle Patrol pawns interfered with my plans. The only way you can disable this Trojan Knight of mine is by solving my latest puzzle and revealing its hidden passcode. But I know you'll never have any chance of doing that. Ta-ta, Commissioner.
Welcome to another day in the office. What do you think? Will you join the ranks of the Puzzle Patrol as a new recruit? The world is counting on you.
That was weird. Okay, well, we got two choices here. We can go back to the submeta paratelecompact spaces, or we could solve a puzzle, maybe save the world. Puzzle. Yay for puzzle. All in favor, yay. All opposed? Get out. Okay. All right. I did not prepare any more of that slideshow. Okay. Let's do a couple things here. Now, yeah, this is kind of a change in plans. I did not expect this to happen. It does explain where this thing came from. Here, you probably can't see that. Let me find my slides. You know, always be prepared, right? So, there we go. In case of a evil supervillain, and I had some idea this was coming because I did receive this in my hotel room this morning. The Puzzle Patrol is doomed. Heart, King, Rook. Okay, so I'm going to give this to you guys right here. We have made some copies, I think, to hand out to the other tables as well. So you're all going to get a copy of the contents of that ominous manila folder. And just to make it convenient for you, this is basically what that page says. This might be your first time saving the world through solving a puzzle, so let me explain the rules. The rules are, we're trying to discover King Rook's hidden passcode. That is, it's in that sheet of paper in that packet that we're about to pass out. You can scan this QR code, or you can type out very carefully, I think it's case sensitive, this Google form link to get to the Doomsday Chess Clock homepage. So conveniently hosted online for you to be able to submit the passcode and disable the ominous yet very ambiguous threat to our Puzzle Patrol. It's going to be, you just type in the word on that, and if you submit it, and you should find out if you got the right code or not. There is no penalty for wrong codes, so it's not like a red wire, blue wire situation. So try it if you think you have a solution. The other thing I guess I should just toss out there is that maybe you need more than what's in that packet that's being passed out to you right now. Maybe you've already had a little bit of a puzzle in front of you already today. I don't know what that could have been, maybe on the table when you walked in. So just kind of use your resources. You probably also want to work together on this. In fact, I doubt any single person is going to be able to solve this by themselves for a certain reason. I just know King Rook that well. I have a feeling you're going to want to work together. Okay, I'm not lecturing anymore. I'm going to walk around and we're going to have some fun and go for it. I'll play some music. Folks, as you're solving, I'm going to be walking around. You feel free to flag me down, ask me questions, get clues, hints. Have a good time. I like talking about puzzles, so please feel free to talk to me. You want a small hand? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You want a small hand? Okay. This is a code, and Rot tells you how to solve the code. I'm going to give everybody a hint. If you like a small clue, there's a lot going on in front of you, but there's some low-hanging fruit. If you know a little bit about ciphers and the word rot, look up rot cipher, R-O-T cipher on your phone perhaps. If you're using a ROT13 tool, you're almost there. It doesn't quite work, but maybe there's another number that's more topical, given that we're dealing with the chess theme. What other rotational number might be used? Our chess-based villain is obsessed with the number 8. Most of you have got this, if not everybody by now, but use the rotation 8 cipher, and it reveals to draw lines connecting the prime numbers. How's it going? You found some prime numbers. Why don't you, draw a line. See what happens. Again, just saying things that most people know by now, but there were some little things about quotes about me, which I can't say are entirely true, but there's 8 versions of those at each table. You'll want all 8.
some of you are really close, but I don't want to tell who. But seriously, if you're not, please raise your hand if you want any clues, you want any hints. Make sure you're having fun. If you're not having fun, that something went wrong. But yeah, some of you are right there. Oh, I want to tell you, but I'm not going to do it yet. Just so you know. I've got one hint. I'm saving just a little bit more. But I think you're exactly, I will confirm this. You definitely want pieces on that board. You definitely want to think about how they're allowed to move. You've got your cheat sheet there if you need it. But we have to somehow connect these 8 different sheets here with this board. I think that's the thing that people need to think. How can we use those sheets we had when we came in to connect King Rook's chessboard here on, yeah. All right, I'm gonna clear up one red herring. Red herring, not intentional, but I see why y'all are doing it. The words are not chess pieces, even if they look like a chess piece. You need to insert 8 chess pieces into the blanks. This is so fun to walk around and see what y'all are doing. I just gotta say, someone has made a really neat observation that I don't know if anyone else has yet. What do I want to tell y'all? So we gave y'all those little the chess beginners. You know, how do the pieces move? That's good. That's important. You'll probably want to know that. There's something more on that sheet. Some fact about chess that's very important. The handsome mustachioed fellow called me and he said, tell them to think about how to make King Rook's board here a regulation chess board. I don't know what he meant, but think about that. All right, because there's 2 choices? Okay. So there must be some piece of information, maybe something to do with making this a regulation chessboard, that will disambiguate which of the 2. The most important thing I learned during the pandemic, Microsoft Paint is underrated. Windows Shift S. Someone did this like 20 minutes ago.
How are y'all doing? You know what prime numbers are? That's helpful. Okay. I'll say this. The puzzle was broken a day ago because I didn't know my prime numbers. I said 93 was a prime number. It's not a prime number. 73 is a prime number, so I fixed it.
There are 2 blank spots in every column, 1 black spot and 1 white spot. All right, the informant just called me here and I said it to one group, so I'm gonna say it to everybody. Look closely at the 8 chess pieces. How do they look on those sheets of paper? The one with the quotes on it. One of them looks a little bit different, a little bit.
I don't remember exactly, but I think I said something like each of the 8 pieces are going to have to go in exactly one of those spots in each column. Oh, the other thing I just said now, yeah, it's look closely at how they appear on the original sheets of paper.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things belongs, but it's not like the other. We got some folks putting the pieces in the right place. 7 pieces on black squares, 1 piece on a white square.
Good job. Keep solving. Keep solving. We all have to save the world tonight. What's up? Hi. That makes it hard. It does. I am not. What about these right here? This right. Oh, that's not. That's it. Are we missing? Let's see if I have an extras for you. I'm so sorry about that. Goodness.
I'm saying a lot of folks, if you don't want spoilers, don't look up here, but a lot of folks have put the pieces in the right place. If you have this on your paper, you have almost solved it. The last thing to look at, you've got 4 pairs. 4 pairs of pieces, and the correct answer is 4 words.
Yeah, what's up? Woo! I had to do it for him. He wouldn't do it. So, hey, are you get it? Congratulations to those who got the solution. We're almost there. Hey!
I just want to temper everyone's expectations. I did not get my friend Scott to
as King Rook do a, oh, you defeated me skit. I really wish I had now. I didn't think about that until just now, so no more video skits. I so apologize. But take about 5 more minutes. If you want clues or anything, raise your hand, then we're gonna talk about it a little bit. Hope you're having fun. Yep. That way they know they'll get it on camera and everyone can hear them. Yeah, perfect. Woo! All right, everybody. Let's give ourselves a hand. I think y'all did really well today. Lots of solves. I love to see it. A lot of you got here, but let's go ahead and make sure that we're all on the same page. First of all, I kind of like, and I should say, we're going to talk a bit about, we're going to have a Q&A here in a little bit if you have any questions about the puzzle design process, any of that. But one thing I'll kind of mention is that I did take heavy advantage of the fact that I knew that I was going to be here to kind of give y'all clues along the way. I did write this so I could I didn't know how good you guys were going to be. Y'all are really good, I have to say that. But I did make it a hard puzzle on purpose so I could just give you the right amount of clues live so that we could have a fun solve in about an hour, which again, a lot of y'all did really good work today. And I think that given, if I just shut up and let people have an extra 30 minutes, a lot of y'all would have solved it all on your own. So congratulations. I should move this a little bit higher so I'm not like hunching over, okay. I'm tall a little bit, let's see. Hi, okay. So, before I finish this solve, are there any questions about how we got to this stage right here? Does everyone, I'll just kind of briefly recap, and I have to, big apologies to this table, I think right here, who only had 4 of the 8 pages, only had 4 of the 8 chess pieces. That made it hard. That made it impossible. So I apologize for that clerical error. Errata is the word we use in the biz, and that was a big errata. Erratum, a big error, a big mistake. So I appreciate you being a good sport, and I apologize that you didn't have all the pieces to your puzzle. But yeah, if you had all 8 pieces to the puzzle, when you walked in today, there was this fakey, it was the same blurb that was on the screen about the Parsons lecture, and then I had these fake quotes about, I'll pull it back up on the screen here. These fake quotes about me, and did anyone notice something about the quotes before you even did the puzzle? Did anyone get the gimmick of those quotes? Nods, yeah, what was the gimmick? Yeah, all the capitalized words, let me zoom in a bit here, were letters. I for the letter I, N for the letter N, U for the letter U. And in fact, this non-standard chessboard at the very top here, way up at the top, had those exact same, normally chessboards are A through H, but we use the word, I picked letters that had good words to go with them. The bees, okay. So that's all well and good. I need to get these, I need to copy this over to my Microsoft Paint. Let me do that before I forget. Oh, and when I said earlier that I discovered the joy of Microsoft Paint during the pandemic, I meant because on Zoom teaching, that was my virtual whiteboard, was Microsoft Paint, because I'm cheap. Okay, that'll work right there, I think. So now we have, just to make sure we're on the same page, so what I think a lot of folks got was this idea, once you got the rotational cipher, very common cipher in puzzling, but if you haven't done a lot of puzzle hunts before, that was kind of, I put that up front so I could kind of see who the ringers were, who knew what the rotational cipher was just by seeing the word rot. That's a pretty common gimmick that you'll see in some of these games. But then if you got the rotational cipher, draw lines crossing the prime numbers. And so for this example, I pulled up 31 and 17 are the primes. Are the other 31? Yeah, I got to zoom out a bit here. Hang on. So if we cross 31 with 31, I picked a hard one here. And then the 7, is it G? The 17 crosses. I'm like looking at this sideways, so it's hard for me to tell here. The Black Knight was on I, B, the bees. There's a 17. 17. And I'm doing this again at an angle, so I can't really draw it. But yeah, the 17 crosses the bees, and then that 31 also crossed the bees right there. Okay, so anyway, so that clued us that the Black Knight goes in the B column. And then, of course, there was that red herring, which, pro tip, I learned this, I'm gonna tell you because no one told me and I figured it out real quick. Never make a red herring on purpose for your puzzle because you'll do it by accident. And I was trying to be cute and having chess words in the puzzle, and a lot of you quite reasonably said, oh, the bishop goes where it says bishop. That's not what I meant. I did not mean for you to ever think that, but hey, that's how it goes. The bishop, or in this case, that black knight goes on the B column. And then this was a very last minute change, and I'm glad I did it because I think it padded out a good extra 10 minutes. Although a few of you had found it early, and I'm glad you did. You had to shade that to actually look like a chessboard, right? Because which of the blanks did it end up going in? The one that was a black space when you shaded it. The odds are black spaces on this B column. And so you don't put the knight on this just stays blank. You put the knight on that 7. And so you do that for all 8, you get back here. And so that's how you can place those 8 pieces. And then the final bit is we have to do this extraction. Let me copy this maybe and cut and paste. Photoshop, eat your heart out. Okay, so we're almost there. Now we have, and one thing I thought I might do if I rerun this puzzle again is tell people that the answer is going to be a passcode. It's going to be 4 words. I feel like that might have been a little bit helpful because each of these pairs include a word. What do I need to do to reveal the word for the white bishop and the black rook? Find where they can both reach. So if I take the bishop, and I'll do that in blue here, this bishop goes diagonally, so I guess it could go anywhere up to here. It could go back here. Up. I mean, yeah, you know. All right, and then the black rook can go lots of directions, but the one that matters is up. That's the only one that he can reach that the bishop can also reach, and they overlap on long. And then if you do this, I'll let you puzzle this out on your own paper if you want, but the next one was live. I guess that was the black knight that got here. And then we got the other the. Okay, fine. The other the? This one? That one, right? Okay, and long live the king. Okay, so there's the, hey, it is cute because he's the king rook. And like I said, I really wish I had a recording of and let me just go ahead and skip ahead and thank some folks that helped put this together. First, I have to thank UNC Asheville for who did all the printing for us and play tested this puzzle a bit, the mechanics of it, to make sure there was no errors as long as you had all 8 pages. It helps. Let's see here. Oh, I've got to shout out my man Ronald Jenkins. I found him on YouTube like in 2010, and I really liked his music, and so I emailed him in 2010 and said, I'm doing this. Oh, this Puzzle Patrol thing is a bit I've been doing since 2010. My first puzzle hunt I ran was for Auburn Puzzle Party 4, and we decided the theme was going to be Puzzle Patrol Superhero. We always like to let the players be the superheroes, so we only make up the super villains. King Rook, my friend Scott Varagona, has been playing the King Rook for me. For 14 years. No, we did it for like a couple of years, and then this is our first time doing this bit again in, I guess, 12 years. And so he's literally the Alabama State champion of chess, and so I always break him out he's always willing to do fun things about chess, and so he put up his King Rook. Oh, definitely do not go on YouTube. Do not go on my channel on YouTube and look for videos from 2010. Don't do it. Okay, so unless you really enjoyed the skit at the beginning, in which case, still don't do it. So thanks to, hold on, 1 second. Video. And so let's thank Scott. Oh, hold on. Who texted me? So let's thank Scott Varagona for being He couldn't be here today. This is the biggest applause anyone's gotten all night, Scott, just so you know. All right, so thanks for that. I'll send him that video. But yeah, he's a full professor at the Montevallo University, which is near Birmingham, Alabama. I don't think I said where I'm from. I'm from the University of South Alabama in Mobile, Alabama. I grew up in Alabama. It's great to be there. It's great to be here, though. I spent a year at UNC Charlotte as a visiting professor, so I love North Carolina as well. Okay, I talked about Ronald. I didn't ask him for permission to do this today, but hopefully he's still cool with it. Don't know him in real life. Oh, this is just a random shout out. Someone might be punking me. This is literally on the hotel mirror in the hotel room that I'm staying in this weekend. I did a rotational cipher on the top word. You can't quite see it because of the angle. If you write the top word backwards and rotate it by like 9, it says scout. It doesn't do anything for the rest of it. Still, I think that's just a coincidence, but I want to know who put a puzzle in my room. I haven't solved it yet. If you solve it, that's the real prize. So just so you know, Megan, are you around? Is this like in every room at the Renaissance? Do you know about this? Have your other puzzle creators, guests? Okay, it's just a thing at Renaissance. Okay, I can never stay in a Renaissance again because I'm going to be up all night trying, what's the puzzle? The worst puzzles are the ones that aren't puzzles. It's just random data. That's another lesson. Now I'm going to lecture at you guys today. So, crazy people find puzzles everywhere, and it's just random data. So I'm a crazy person. All right, so I just had to share that. I thought that was really cute. That's in my room, and if I solve it, I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna scroll down here. There's research that says that this is good for you. So just and ignore the fact that I wrote one of those papers. Other people have said it too.
Let's go ahead and thank all of you for coming and participating, and thanks Stephen one more time. It warms our hearts to see a whole room full of people just having fun doing math together. So we love that you're all here. You're welcome to stick around, eat more snacks, chat with each other, chat with Stephen, and we appreciate you all coming out tonight.
Thanks, y'all.